All right, so here we go. Welcome back, everyone. So, yes, exciting things happening around Crimson Desert. We're going to talk about what we can expect next, especially when it comes to wyverns, dragons, that sort of thing. Some really, really cool details we have got to dive in regarding that. Plus, we're going to be talking about, yes, a co op mode. I should say this that there is unofficial support brewing right now for co-op play in Crimson Desert, and we'll also dive into some official information about multiplayer, about co-op. When would we see it? Would it ever happen with Crimson Desert? And yes, you know what? Pearl Bits, they're doing something very cool that could allude to some things that we definitely need to dive into, and a bunch of other stuff that we're going to talk about. But you know what? Check this out right here. So guys, if you're like me and you've signed up to a free trial to try out a product only to find out months later you're still being charged monthly for that product, well, I found this awesome tool that will prevent that from happening, and that tool is called Rocket Money. And a huge thanks to them for sponsoring today's video, by the way. So because of Rocket Money's ability to manage all of my subscriptions, I was able to finally see where one of the subscriptions I never used was still charging me every single month. Then I was able to easily cancel and save that money. Also, I can securely link all of my accounts, including my bank account, to see exactly what's going on with all of my finances. And yes, it can get very overwhelming trying to keep track of every expense, bill, and subscription. And this feature puts it all into one place and gives me that bird's eye view I didn't even realize I needed. So guys, join me now and go to rocketmoney.com/openworldgames to download Rocket Money for free. You can also scan the QR code or click the link in the description down below, and you can unlock even more features when you sign up for premium. And a huge thanks once again to Rocket Money for supporting my channel and helping me get my finances back on track. All right, so let's get back into the Crimson Desert news. We're going to start off with this one right here. Some rumors and data mining about what is going on with wyverns and dragons in Crimson Desert. So check this out right here. This comes from a post on Crimson Desert Loska, and it says this: the dimensional wyvern theory. Why Prorbis is secretly preparing Crimson Desert for something massive. And if you did not know, we have had a database entry for quite some time about the dimensional wyvern. And it's described as kind of like this, I guess you would say wyvern. I was going to say dragon. They're so similar, but they are different, of course. That can essentially cross the boundary between reality and another dimension. That's pretty incredible. And its body blurs like light and shadow, a mix of the material and the immaterial. Its true nature and purpose remain a mystery. But yeah, of course, this definitely piqued my interest. And if we go back to this post, it says this right here: is patch 1.12 hiding the ultimate in-game secret? Data miners just exposed a localized entry for dimensional wyvern nesting deep inside the game's core database. They don't provide like a screenshot showing the files or anything like that, which has me like questioning it. I am going to be honest with you, but at the very least, what we do have is that database entry. Now it says it has no map coordinates yet, but the pieces fit together perfectly. Upgraded dive combat animations, unindexed knowledge logs, and those mysterious wyvern eggs veterans have been hoarding since launch week. So there's something brewing here, I do believe, about potentially like some sort of new mount. Now, of course, ultimately, this could be tied into something even bigger. Perhaps this is the DLC that they have been teasing all along, and we're going to get a story around the wyvern and like dragons and things like that, which would be really, really cool if that ended up being the case. But you guys got to let me know what you would like to see specifically. Now, we have seen some official things within the early trailers, which a lot of players would love to see. And I do think that eventually Pearlbis would be kind of like unlocking these features for the wyverns, for dragons, and things like that. So check it out right here. Early GIF showcasing no camera lock and fire breathing ability. You guys remember these shots from those trailers. I know I watched the trailers and the gameplay demonstrations over and over again just out of pure excitement. But if we scroll down here, we have this. It says, I'm guessing these changes are coming in the future because this early GIF clearly shows the player controlling the wyvern without having the camera locked behind its back. And then this fire ability, which maneuvering wall, maneuvering it sideways. And a lot of people really focused in on the fact that there is no camera lock. I think that was one of the bigger takeaways. Of course, fire breathing is really, really cool, but it's the no camera lock you guys really, really want to see for these, flying mounts, wyverns, things like that. So yeah, hopefully we can get that in time. We'll have to wait and see if that is the case or not. But even more so, a lot of people expanded their thoughts about what they would like to see for updates around wyverns. Perlis, let us customize our wyvern, and my life is yours. This would be very cool. There's actually another thread about this in just a moment. But you could see how the potential here is immense with customizing your wyvern mount. That one is absolutely badass right there. That's one I really, really like. Let me know what color you would go with. If you guys would like to see something like this ultimately sound off, of course, in the comments down below. But some people are like, hey, you know what? Dude, let the developers sleep at night. And some people are like, get back to work. We'll see what happens. I don't want to like over speculate, but it would be cool. However, someone did actually have a very, very good idea on how you would get to that point. How would you even like customize your wyvern? So check it out right here. It says, it would be cool if we could use items equivalent to abyss gears to evolve and customize our wyvern with different looks and abilities. And he showcases, again, how you can colorize them. Some people noted, though, like it shouldn't just be about the color of your wyvern. You should have like an acid spitting wyvern, one that spits out like cold blizzard or whatever. And then, of course, your fire breathing wyvern. So, yeah, those type of things. Honestly, I'm going to say that, just speculating here, I would not be surprised if Pearl Abyss leaned into that direction. I'd love to see story DLC around wyvern specifically, and you're kind of like chasing after the super rare type of wyvern that's out there. That would be very, very cool. And they developed a really detailed story around that. That also, I'd like to say, featured dungeons. I'm just saying, that's kind of like my dream. Where this game would be headed into next is like something focused around wyverns and dungeons kind of like combined. I mean, you could even have a dungeon that opens up into a cavernous type cave with huge waterfalls where you can even like fly your wyvern in there. They could do a lot of creative stuff here. But mentioning the wyvern, does the wyvern pet ever shut up? He's screeching every time I move 2 meters. So some people notice that also about the wyvern baby. And that is can be a bit of a pain, but hey, you know what? Welcome to parenthood. Yeah, got to take the good and the bad together. Now, we also have some official stuff that Pearl Abyss is doing. And let me tell you what, the timing of this is kind of actually interesting. It seems like it might not be something that's major, but I think it could potentially develop into something pretty cool here. So yeah, they are doing this contest here, Beyond the Abyss community challenge event. I'm sure many of you guys heard about this, where you can submit like a 1 to 3 minute video, I believe it is, and have a chance to actually win a trip out to Pearl Abyss Korea headquarters office with airfare and accommodations covered. That's pretty significant. But why am I mentioning this? Why do I think that there could be something more to this? Well, the submission period is up until July 12th, 2026. And I don't know when they would start flying out people, of course. That's the big question. But if they're going to invite like 10 people out, they probably want to show them something new. And they probably also want those people talking about it as well. That could potentially be what is happening here. Again, that's speculation, but you also have to consider that this is going to be ending. And then right in August, what you have is like a chance for Pearl Abyss to start teasing some things with Gamescom 2026. So yeah, and then they could have people flown out, check out the new content, get some feedback about whatever it is they're working on. So that's potentially what they could be aiming for. But yeah, good luck to everyone that submits their videos. Can't wait to see those videos and how that pans out. I'm sure there's some really exciting stuff that is going to be happening around that. So yeah, that's cool. Now officially, again, I really want to stick to some official stuff as well in this video. What can we expect from the next update, which is going to be patch 113? Well, it was mentioned, of course, in this blog post that they are working on, yes, cross save. This is something that I would expect and anticipate to potentially be coming with the next patch, because they've checked off the list of mostly everything else. They could add in more little detailed things with Damien and Unka. Quality of life is listed here as well, but cross saves is one of the bigger ones that they have yet to get to. So I'm expecting that to be checked off, and then they would have to give us an update, another kind of blog post, a little bit of a roadmap as to what we can expect next. But moving on here, we also have some other things that you guys really, really want to see, and it's actually not like a major feature or anything like that. Although many of you would say, hey, this is actually a major thing we want addressed. This right here. Weekly request to please focus on fixing the performance issues instead of adding 7 million pets. Let me know. I'm kind of curious. How's it performing for you guys? Because for me, it's running pretty good. I am running again on the 4080 Super. I am not running on a 50 series. I do have ultra performance set for my DLSS, which can, I have to say, I was going to say it makes it blurry looking, but that's only in the rain. Otherwise, to me, it looks great. And I'm running it at 4K. Then again, there might be performance issues out there. I'm seeing a lot of people mentioning that they really do want the performance addressed. And I'm wondering where you guys are coming from. Are you on PS5 base, PS5 Pro, PC? Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, a lot of you guys are probably wondering, hey, what about official co-op support? What is this about unofficial co-op? So check this out right here. This is actually really legit. It says work in progress, Crimson Desert co-op mod. Real-time position sync working, looking for help with NPC takeover persistence. And you could see that he is actively working on this unofficial co-op mod for Crimson Desert single-player game. No online feature exists natively. So what does he have working? He's reverse engineered the internal message dispatcher and truck TR handler system, found a stable caller filter position source for the local player by external instrumentation, and then built a host join networking layer. Host starts a local broker, client connects by IP, exchanges a hello handshake, and receives a world snapshot, time weather, NPCs followed by real-time delta. So this sounds like it's really in the infancy stage of this. Of course, he goes on to more detail. There's a lot of a developer lingo in here as well. Now, he does mention what he's currently stuck on. Direct character spawning only works on Pluralbiss's dev server. Client build has no local handler for it. And a bunch of other little details here that he has to figure out and iron out before this becomes a thing. But he's looking for people to help him play test this and work it. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a co-op mod eventually. It sounds like it's going to take some time, though, that's for sure. But what about official co-op multiplayer support for our beloved Crimson Desert? What we do know is officially is what Pluralbiss has said. And they have said they aren't counting it out. And they did say that, depending on how much support the game gets from you guys playing it and that sort of thing, that it's just not off the table. And that's all they're going to say. Now, what is interesting is this game did, first start off as an MMO. So I do believe that perhaps underneath all of this single player, they have the groundwork for potentially enabling a co-op game here, which would be absolutely badass. I think they're going to have to time it correctly, Of course, that's something they probably don't want to time right alongside something like GTA 6 Online releasing. So they have to be mindful of that. But I wouldn't be surprised if Pluralbiss actually did some sort of cooperative mode down the road in the future, which would be really, really cool. With that being said, I did want to state this. For me personally, yes, co-op would be a ton of fun to mess around with and play, but I'm all about big single player expansions and, consistently updating the single player experience. That's what I would prefer for them to really, really focus in on. I'm just saying, but co-op would be absolutely amazing. Don't get me wrong. And this right here, someone mentioned it. Would Crimson Desert benefit from having dungeons? Absolutely. Do you even have to ask this? This is what I would want them to focus in on right here, is some really absolutely badass dungeons that you can explore. You mentioned Elden Ring, Skyrim, Tears of the Kingdom, some of the best like open world games. They all pretty much have dungeons that you can go into. And I really do think that's kind of what's missing right now with Crimson Desert. So yeah, Pearl Abyss, please make it happen. I'd love for them to announce the big dungeon update. You know what I mean? Again, I do love story though. So if they could make it intertwine into an actually compelling story as to why we're exploring these dungeons and there's meaningful rewards attached to these dungeons, yeah, that'd be really, really cool. Now, also, there was a tip I wanted to leave you guys with. I don't know if you guys knew this, so check it out. The training dummy can be used to complete challenges. Did you know this? So, may not be the most useful thing, but some challenges like this one are so easy to do with this. And he highlights the Sharpened Spear 2 challenge, which is hit enemies 50 times with a spear within 30 seconds. That's actually really useful knowledge right there. And I know that's going to help out someone big time because, yeah, even after 200 hours in, this dude is still learning new shit about the game. 400 hours, insane. Yeah, this game, it just seems like knowledge is everywhere out there. Now, you guys know what time it is. Yes, it's time to go over your top comments. You guys left comments on my most recent Crimson Desert video. It's been way too long since I created a Crimson Desert video, but yeah, I'm so glad to be reporting on it once again. Let's get into what you guys had to say. All right, so we have this right here, Developer of the Year. You know, they should win some sort of award when it comes time for Game of the Year, like awards. I would not be surprised if Pearl Abyss was up for like Developer of the Year. And again, you guys have seen it. You guys hope they add racks and armor stand soon. I wish there was a way to stop your pet from picking up everything on the ground, either a filter or just on and off. I'm to a point where I want my pet out, but I don't need anything else put in my inventory. That's such a good idea. And dude, I love these developers. Hell yes. Even like Rockstar can learn a thing or two from Pearl Abyss. I'm just saying, this is amazing that every Friday is how much cooler has Pearl Abyss made the game today. I know. So we can actually force palm jump in safe areas now. That's great news. More hand-to-hand moves for Cliff. And I wish we could drop the default weapons from inventory, especially the shield, would be great. I've heard that time and time again. And also, I always come straight to your channel to hear about the latest Crimson Desert updates. You get straight to the point and cover it quickly and thoroughly. Thanks. Dude, I appreciate that so much. But thank you to you guys, seriously, for, you know, watching my videos and supporting my videos. I am serious when I say thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. I wasn't expecting the reception of my Crimson Desert videos to be like this. So means the world to me personally that you guys keep showing up and watching my videos. So yeah, I will keep covering this game for as long as you guys show up, keep playing, of course. But honestly, I wish I could cover this game for like freaking 10 years. I love it so much. But there it is. The latest happenings around Crimson Desert. Stay tuned here for more news and updates about all things, yes, Crimson Desert, Pearl Abyss, and I do hope, by the way, to do more GTA 6 videos. We'll see how that goes, but look out for those as well. But thanks, guys, for watching. Stay tuned here for more, and I will see you all next time. Take care.